if I could give you a really good tip in regards to things that something that just dawned on me, right? In regards to like spirituality, is that spirituality is understanding that from one, understanding how the universe works, and then understanding how yourself works within that dynamic, right? And then of course there's other factors, but that is the basis, right? And the way that the universe works, it has to break you down and everything that you've been programmed to believe. So you have to undo the one programming in order to be like restabilized or reprogrammed, so that you understand who you are, because we are a totally different being than what's here, right? And the purpose of that is still yet, I feel like a lot of people who are even really spiritually 117, which is a number of alignment. I feel like even people who teach a lot of things in regards to spirituality still don't really understand our purpose of being here. Some people, depending upon how far you go into spirituality, it's to raise the frequency of this planet. Okay, Mercury retrograde, so of course my throat chakra is acting up. But anyway, so it's to raise the frequency of this planet. So anyhow, as you're learning, you're unlearning and reprogramming, right? You're learning that about how you fit within this dynamic, right? And one of the things that has recently dawned on me influenced me to make this video is that the divine has to, the creator, source, right, has to, allow you to go through this transformation, this change. And the way, like, I'm seeing it in my mind's eye is like, you know how you go to a chiropractor and your neck is so stiff, right? And it's like they have to constantly like crack it, so that, you can see things differently. And, the head is represented by the ego, which is, that video just jumped, which is represented by like your 3D nature, your sun sign, right? So the way that you would normally do things, you follow me? So the way that you would normally do things, because the way that you were programmed, right? The way that you were told to show up has to be changed, right? It has to be pivoted. The perception has to change, because as long as you keep operating at this frequency, at this level, you won't see things in another way. Hence the reprogramming. So once spirit gets your head to do the swivel, once you get acclimated to the reprogramming, right, that's when you get to experience like your biggest breakthroughs. I don't know why the word romance wanted to pop up, and then my voice wanted to get like quieter. So that's when you get to experience more like romance, and things get a lot less hectic. There's so many different spiritual awakenings and levels that you go through. I mean, I remember going through my first one, and then my second one, and then my third one, and now where I am now, I'm like trying to recollect 444. I'm trying to recollect what my first one was like, so that I can help lead and guide others, But the basis of spirituality itself is the understanding of self, how you fit into the universe, and then, implementing certain practices, and renouncing others so that it fits the dynamic in which you want to operate in, right? It's all about a frequency. Because if you say that you want something, you have to operate that way, right? But it takes time for you to denounce and do away with the way that you were doing things once before. And it's very much trial and error. But every day that you do that and you operate like that, you unlock like a new level, a new frequency. This matrix shit is literally like a game. It really is. So it takes time to get there, be patient with yourself. Really do. And the more that you're self-aware and that you hold yourself accountable and that you don't blame others for your lack of information or misuse of certain things, and just kind of like accept, you can, like the oh gosh, what is that? Is it Ephesians? Philippians? Y'all, why is it not? There's so many scriptures popping into my head right now, like 4:4. Forgive, like, what is it? God, oh my God, this is not happening right now. The serenity prayer, about the transgressions. I can only, allow me to experience, the serenity prayer. If you do not, it's not coming to me right now. Right now, I'm fight with that particular scripture, and it will not come through, that you cannot change. And there's some things that you can. And it's like, give me the strength, right? Oh my gosh. I don't know why. And my brain literally, like right here, is not giving. But anyways, to make my case and to state my point, give yourself grace. Allow yourself time to adapt, right? A lot of times we want to rush the manifestation process. And the reason why we go through the moon cycles and all that stuff is because it allows you to see what you've done thus far. And honestly, retrogrades should literally be used for that purpose. For you to look at, excuse me, I'm hungry and I'm burping at the same time. That is crazy. That is crazy. Do you see how my body is just tripping out on camera? I'm not perfect. You see my body giving off all kind of little signs and shit. And I'm being transparent with you, about it, right? Spirit's like, okay, calm back down. Okay. So, but retrograde is for you to see how far you've come along, right? For you to witness, like, accolades, if you will, like, and give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself rest, Society is all about, like, glamour and being exposed. And there's nothing wrong with being exposed these days if you're willing to be transparent, But there's also nothing wrong with recuperating and planning and putting together things so that as you move forward, you launch yourself into this period of expansion. And with Jupiter currently being in Aries, that is so perfect. The universe couldn't align that at a better time, right? Because You got communication, Gemini energy, Virgo energy, which is like, let me analyze, let me strategize, let me figure out how I'm gonna do things, right? Use that Gemini energy to kind of like decipher how you want to go about doing stuff. With Aries, which is about leadership and innovation, being sporadic, and and leadership, which is about creating this fortitude and this pathway of being driven and figuring out like, okay, how am I gonna move through the next obstacle, and being in the Fool energy, right? Because Aries is the Fool card in tarot, which is like the Fool's journey, right? It's 0. The number 0 represents infinite opportunities. So it's like, okay, how am I going to use this drive, this momentum, this childlike Aries nature to be a leader and to be a fortress? Because Aries are good at everything they do. And then you have the, Jupiter, which is about expansion, right? And really thriving. And so you have that energy. And I just want to use the word fortitude again to really drive you and drive home what it is that you're doing. And things could be a little, shaken up and chaotic with Mercury in retrograde, which is actually Mercury's natural axis, but axis, not access, okay? But with that energy, you can use it to your benefit, and it's just about how to do it, okay? So this is going to be different for everybody. I'm not going through all 12 signs or 13 if you claim Ophiuchus, but it's possible, and that's the point of this video. So, pack light on your spiritual journey, because you will pick up things and you will drop things off as you journey on this path. Much love and light to you. I'm always here for guidance, encouragement, and however I can be of assistance to you in the most positive ways on your journey.